In the modern agricultural landscape, compliance with national and international standards is not just a formality, it is a gateway to market access, consumer trust, profitability, and long-term sustainability. Whether you're farming on a small scale or managing a large agribusiness, understanding the legal, health, safety, and environmental standards that govern agricultural practices is critical. This module introduces you to the regulatory frameworks, standard-setting bodies, quality assurance processes, and certifications that influence the production, processing, packaging, marketing, and exporting of agricultural goods. Understanding agribusiness regulations. Agribusiness regulations are laws and policies put in place by government bodies and international agencies to ensure food security, public health, sustainable land use, environmental safety, fair trade, and ethical business practices. Key regulatory areas: land use and ownership laws. Know your rights and responsibilities concerning farmland ownership, lease agreements, and zoning laws. Environmental laws, proper waste disposal, chemical usage, water rights, and soil preservation regulations. Labor laws, fair wages, health and safety conditions, child labor restrictions, and working hours for farm laborers. Product safety regulations, particularly critical in processing and packaging. Trade and export laws, tariffs, customs, export restrictions, and phytosanitary rules. Ignorance of regulations is not an excuse in agribusiness. Non-compliance can result in product seizure, business shutdown, fines, and blacklisting from local and international markets. Second key: regulatory bodies in agribusiness, Nigeria and international. Understanding who sets the rules is essential. Some of the most important regulatory bodies include, in Nigeria, NAFDAC, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, approves and monitors processed food and agricultural inputs. SAN, Standards Organization of Nigeria, sets product quality standards and issues certifications. FMARD, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, formulates agricultural policies. NESRIA, National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, enforces environmental safety laws. Customs and Quarantine Services, manage import-export restrictions and pest disease control. Internationally, FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, WTO, World Trade Organization, oversees global trade regulations. Codex Alimentarius Commission, develops global food safety standards. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. USDA, EFSA, and EU organic certification bodies. 3. Agricultural standards and why they matter. Agricultural standards help harmonize production, ensure quality, guarantee safety, and boost competitiveness. They range from hygiene protocols to pesticide usage limits, and from grading systems to sustainability measures. Common agricultural standards. JAP, Good Agricultural Practices, ensures food safety and sustainability from farm to table. HACCP, Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points, used in processing to prevent contamination. Organic certification requires specific soil, pest, and feed standards. Fair trade certification promotes ethical sourcing and labor practices. ISO 2000, Food Safety Management System Standard. 4. The importance of certification in agribusiness. Certification proves that your product and process meet recognized standards. It builds consumer trust, unlocks access to premium markets, e.g., EU, USA, UAE, increases product price, enhances competitive advantage, reduces legal risk. Types of certification: product certification, for packaging, nutritional labels, additives, etc. Process: certification, for how a product is grown, processed, or stored. Personnel certification, for food handlers or operators. 5. Navigating the certification process. Obtaining certification involves preparation, inspection, documentation, and fees. Steps include gap analysis. Evaluate current practices versus required standards. Training and documentation. Educate your team. Record every step. 6. Consequences of non-compliance. Failure to meet regulations or hold the proper certifications can lead to bans from selling at certain markets or exporting product recalls, business license suspension, reputation damage, legal prosecution, and fines. 7. Case study example. A cassava processor who failed to label allergen contents on packaged fufu flour had products confiscated by NAFDAC and was fined. However, after correcting packaging errors and becoming HACCP compliant, the company won a contract to supply flour to international supermarkets. 8. Future trends in agribusiness standards and regulation. Increased emphasis on climate-smart agriculture. Digital traceability. QR codes to trace farm origin. Blockchain in food safety. Enhanced regulations on pesticide residues and genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Staying informed and adaptable is key to future-proofing your agribusiness. Learning outcomes. By the end of this module, you should be able to identify key regulatory agencies and their roles, understand local and international agribusiness laws, differentiate between types of certifications, develop a compliance checklist for your agribusiness, successfully initiate or complete certification processes. I look forward to congratulating you upon completion of this course.